Hello. The genre of music that I want to talk about in this video is hip hop and rap because that's mainly what I listen to. So I went ahead and made a list of 3 positive impacts on society and 3 negative impacts on society that hip hop and rap music have. Number one, I wrote cultural expression and identity. Rappers and hip hop artists often use lyrics that talk about who they are, where they come from, and why they do the things they do. So it's important for them to be able to express themselves, which is a positive. Number two, social and political awareness. Rap and hip hop lyrics often bring um, education to important political and social things that are going on in the world. And number three, I just wrote down creative and economic opportunity. Um, Creating music allows hip hop and rap artists, especially, I feel like, to make a lot of money, and I see that as an absolute win. And then the negative impacts, rap and hip hop lyrics often glorify violence and crime, which is for sure not good. Um, Number two, misogyny and objectification. Rappers and hip hop artists usually aren't very nice to women, and that's not something that should be glorified. Number three, materialism and consumer pleasure. So all of these negatives kind of have a theme, like pride and lust and things like that. So number three is kind of like an emphasis on wealth and luxury, which are like good things, but they shouldn't be like worshipped, like how rap music makes it sound. Anyways, let me get back to the questions so I can answer the rest of them. Some examples of how my family influences my music taste. Growing up, I was such a rebel. I didn't like any of the same things that my parents liked because I thought that was cringy. So they listened to 80s and 90s music, and whenever they'd play, I'd just be like, ew, turn it off. And so, me being a rebel, I wanted to find my own genre, and so I started listening to rap music, and I thought it was cool and edgy. But anyways, I still do like it today, probably because that's what I grew up on, listening a lot. Anyways, how would I respond to people who claim particular genres of music are harmful or ought to be regulated? What are your thoughts about music and its influence in society and pop culture? Um, so as I was reading those links that were posted in this assignment, at first I was like, wait, why is the government banning certain songs? Because I was reading the textbook. Let me look at what page this was. 341. It talks about the First Amendment. Which is the freedom of the press, which is a little outdated because the press was like the main source of news and media back then, but now we have music and movies and things like that. But later I found out that it wasn't really the government or the Constitution, the amendments or anything that was banning the music. It was more the radio stations or the broadcast channels, things like that, which made a lot more sense. And so going back to the question, I don't think there's a lot we really can do because, like me being a rebel, if we started placing bans on certain music for certain age groups, that's just going to make them more curious. I feel like maybe we should be more educated on the harms of such music instead of just telling people like, oh, you can't listen to that, because then people are going to find it anyways. They're going to be curious. We can't really gatekeep things with how much information is already out there. And so yeah, I do agree that it can be harmful, but it shouldn't really be banned. We just should have a more strong emphasis on educating, especially the youth, about the harm that it can bring.